video clip, we recap on what is covered in Unit 1, what you need to do, and where you can find relevant information about the unit in the Blackboard platform. Unit 1 covers 3 chapters from the text. Chapter 1 uses the Information System Strategy triangle to illustrate the relationships between the business strategy, the information system strategy, and the organizational strategy. The framework claims that the overriding business strategy should drive the organizational information strategy, and the organizational information strategies must complement each other so that they support each other and the overall strategy of the organization. If a decision is made to make changes in one corner of the triangle, then it is necessary to evaluate the other 2 strategies to ensure that the strategies support each other and that the triangle remains balanced. Chapter 2 examines how information resources can be used strategically. By examining several strategy frameworks, it describes how information resources can create value for the organization. It is important to remember that strategic use of information resources requires an awareness of many relationships that affect both the business and the information strategies. Chapter 6 describes the process of translating the information strategy into architecture and then infrastructure, and includes a discussion about common architectural configurations such as centralized and decentralized architecture, enterprise architecture, and the concepts of virtualization and cloud computing. When translating strategy into architecture and then infrastructure, it is important to know the state of the existing architecture and infrastructure, to weigh current against future architectural requirements, and to analyze the financial consequences of the options under consideration. To complement the textbook, we discussed the Harvard Business School case, Zara, IT for Fast Fashion. The case, which examines if and how the company should upgrade their point-of-sale system, also provides us an opportunity to apply many of the concepts discussed in Unit 1 and to examine interesting issues regarding Zara's unique business model. You should read the case and be prepared to discuss it with your peers during the last week of the unit. There is a lot of material that is covered in this unit. Remember that you have more than 2 weeks to work on it, and that many of the concepts and frameworks that are presented are ones that you learned or will learn about in other MBA courses, such as organizational strategy and organizational behavior. For the purpose of this course, you just need to have a basic understanding of how these frameworks apply to information systems. Well, it's time to dive into the material. The best place to start is by reading the file Learning Unit 1 and following through the to-do list. Students who prefer to read this information in tabular format can read and print the accompanying PDF file. Students who are not familiar with infrastructure terminology, such as CPU, megabytes, operating system, etc., are encouraged to go over the technical brief about hardware and software. When reading the chapters in the textbook, some students will find it easier to read each chapter from beginning to end, while others might find it helpful to first get a big picture overview of the chapter by first reading the summary of the chapter, and only then dive into the chapter itself. Some might find it helpful to use the PowerPoint slides that I posted in Learning Unit 1. You know yourself best and should cover the material in the way that works best for you. Feel free to contact me with any questions that come up. Thank you.